Did I miss a spot?
Yeah, just get that area.
I would personally like to thank Colin Trevorrow, the director of Jurassic World, and Kevin Stitt, the editor, for removing this scene from the final movie. It is a demon that should be banished back into the deepest fiery pits of the abyss.
You shall not pass!
I'm sorry that you had to see this, but in order to appreciate the final product, you need to not only see the things that were included in the theatrical release, but also what was discarded, chewed up and spat out into the trash can, also known as the DVD extras. You might as well call me a movie raccoon because I love DVD extras. No matter how bad the scrapings of movie making smells, I'm gonna shove my tiny raccoon fists into it. If you're confused as to what the point of this episode is, it's still a plot holes episode. We will still be carelessly gliding through the important plot points, but I'm going to sprinkle in the occasional animatronic puppet clip here and there. The kind of stuff you probably weren't meant to see. Oh, I can't watch that again. I'm getting too aroused. Let's start the episode.
Turn it up. Let's go.
This movie is all about the spirit of Christmas. It's Christmas time in suburban America, and this family are sending off their kids to visit their distant, workaholic aunt, and also their most handsome uncle. The outcast cousin turns up unannounced and causes a riot scene. They fight and argue most of the day, and then at dinner time the dominant males argue over which piece of turkey is theirs. But despite the family dispute, you realise that the $1 billion of property damage and lawsuit payouts are just part of what makes family meetups so special. It's the Christmas spirit, and it will always be with you. Now, those of you with a keen eye will have noticed that there is one flaw with this Christmas movie. There's no snow. The movie opens at Christmas time, but the story quickly moves the characters to Central America, where there is no snow. Ever. This is a missed opportunity if ever I've seen one. You want to know what's more frightening than running away from dinosaurs? Running away from dinosaurs while on ice. That's what my nightmares are made of. But in all seriousness, we've seen dinosaurs in the sunshine 1,000 times by this point. I just think it would be cool for the park to be shut down by a blizzard. Shutting the power down and allowing the dinosaurs to escape. It would be similar to the stormy scenery of the original Jurassic Park, but a lot better because it's my idea. Hear that, Universal? That's me stating my idea, and if you steal it, I want some money. Until that movie idea comes to fruition, we have to abandon the Christmas spirit and return back to our current story. This grumpy teen and his wide-eyed little brother are travelling out to visit their Aunt Claire, who is the operations manager of Jurassic World. For the younger brother, visiting Jurassic World is a dream come true, and he eagerly scratches at the door of freedom so he can finally experience the park. Meanwhile, Big Brother is distracted by an itch in his penis, urging him to cheat on his girlfriend, who he was going to miss so much just a few minutes ago. Big Brother will now be named Itchy, and for hilarious comedy purposes, we will call his little brother Scratchy. With Itchy and Scratchy now at the park, it's time to establish what's going on. This lady here is Claire's assistant. She's chaperoning Itchy and Scratchy until Claire is done doing busy businesswoman stuff. Right now she's pitching a newly designed dinosaur to Verizon Wireless for sponsorship money, and they will only sponsor it if it's big and scary enough to attract more visitors to the park. I think we could squeeze in a few guys here, and maybe there's some space just wedged in over here somewhere. This big scary new dinosaur is the Indominus Rex. A dinosaur created with genes spliced from a combination of highly intelligent and dangerous animals. They created the ultimate killing machine. For a dinosaur they were supposedly going to spoon feed by a crane for its entire life. Here comes the choo-choo train. The movie does a good job of explaining why they wanted her to be scary, claiming that people have become bored of the existing dinosaurs, which I suppose is reasonable to imagine. But why would they make a new dinosaur spliced with cuttlefish genes, an animal with excellent camouflage abilities? It's almost like that would serve no entertainment value to park visitors, and only serve as a way to help her escape her enclosure for a disaster movie to happen. This scene is pretty cool though. It distracts me from whatever point I was trying to make just now. Before the inevitable containment breach, we need to meet our muscly handsome boy hero, Chris Pratt. He comes into the story as a consultant to review the Indominus paddock, and also he's an alpha in a pack of raptors. As the director states, this is a representation of our relationship with animals today.
And what if humans and dinosaurs have been coexisting for a while and we get to go to the next level of that relationship? There were a lot of really interesting themes and ideas in that, so we just grabbed onto that and ran with it as far as we could.
So remember kids, if you come across a hungry pack of wolves, don't run in fear. Assert dominance with a firm kick to the groin of the alpha and become the new alpha. Then you'll get to ride on cool motorcycles alongside the wolves and have intercourse with attractive redheads. Anyway, it's now time for a glamour shot of the Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupe. A sensational design that is more sporty and stylistically confident than ever. The driver of this sleek automobile is Claire, and she's brought Chris Pratt along to begin the paddock inspection. Now this is where things get interesting, because not only is the Indominus great at camouflage, she can also hide her heat signature, and she tricks the humans into thinking she has escaped from the enclosure. I'm not sure just how intelligent a creature needs to be before it can understand the concept of humans tracking heat signatures, but at this point I would be willing to bet this dinosaur could find a cure for cancer, or at least a cure for strange fetishes. Oh wait, the cure already exists. It's a large brick. So Claire is flapping about, getting everyone on high alert in search of the Indominus. But it turns out the Indominus is still in the pen. She camouflaged and changed her infrared outputs using her tree frog genes. She almost catches Chris Pratt, but instead finds a jolly snack of an engineer.
If you look like me, you're not going to make it to the end of the movie. It's a giant bummer.
Instead of immediately closing down the park, Claire decides to dispatch ACU to take down the Indominus using non-lethal cattle prods. Which of course is just silly because the Indominus also has Pikachu genes spliced in, and the electrical shocks don't even tickle it. Nearby, Itchy and Scratchy await their turn to ride the gyrosphere. Itchy had another ride in mind, but the girls aren't attracted to his serial killer stare. I want to taste your skin. Because Itchy is a rebellious little shit, he convinces Scratchy that they should venture away from the path and have their own adventure. And their wish for adventure is fulfilled when the Indominus shows up to the party. I'm a little pissed because she kills my favourite herbivore dinosaur, the Ankylosaur. and I hope she drowns by way of massive water dinosaur attack at the end of the movie. So Itchy and Scratchy escape the gyrosphere by switching the position of the seats between shots. You see here when the Indominus is biting into the glass, their seats are facing towards her mouth, and in the next shot the seats are upside down, which would allow the actors to drop out of the gyrosphere. I don't know how they did this, but there's no time for questions. We gotta run, boys. Chris Pratt and Claire are hot on the destructive trail of the Indominus, who for some reason wants to kill everything in her path. Closer to the chase, a helicopter with a stormtrooper on a gun turret is hitting everything except for their target. They pay the ultimate price when said target smashes its way into an aviary of pterosaurs, and then the iron-beaked birds smash their faces through the helicopter glass for absolutely no reason, and helicopter go boom boom. Things go from bad to amazing, however, as the birds now terrorise the park visitors. I'm guessing from way up there, people kind of look like fish, which would have likely been the pterosaur's primary food source. So it's understandable why they start dive bombing the tasty humans. Jimmy Buffett is seen here protecting his famous margaritas. It's a fun little cameo to add some necessary comedy in the midst of horrifying death. Chris Pratt gets attacked by a vicious little person who snuck in on set, but instead of cutting the scene, they CGI'd him in to look like a Dimorphodon. Claire comes to the rescue and shoots the little person, earning herself some admiration from Itchy and Scratchy. And they also seem pretty happy that she's finally landed herself some sweet man meat. She's been working so hard lately. She deserves some sweaty Pratt peen.
Oh my!
And let's not forget that Chris Pratt isn't just a rugged hero. He also has a keen eye for safety, wisely choosing a Mercedes-Benz AMG G63 to protect his new family. Iconic, robust, and virtually indestructible, this is the DNA of a Chris Pratt-worthy off-road vehicle. The empowering presence of the AMG G63 fuels Chris Pratt to punch Vincent D'Onofrio, a character I forgot to introduce earlier. Basically, Vincent D'Onofrio is the bad guy in this movie because he always wanted to turn the raptors into a new type of soldier, controlled by a headset thing. Chris Pratt, on the other hand, wants only to be a leader to these animals so they don't try and eat him. V-Dog tries to take advantage of the current crisis by testing out the raptors. He thinks the raptors will obey command to hunt down the Indominus, which they do, so he was right. But he was also wrong, because the Indominus has raptor genes, and this means they can communicate with each other. And then they turn their back on their alpha, Chris Pratt, because they're fucking spineless traitors. And now the chase is reversed. Seeking shelter, Claire ushers Itchy and Scratchy into a Mercedes-Benz Unimog. The all-terrain Unimog, made to take virtually every hurdle. So when a raptor attempts to break into your Mercedes-Benz Unimog, you can rely on the sturdy metalwork to maintain the fort. So now we have two main threats roaming the island. A pack of turncoat rats and a Frankenstein's monster of never-ending genes. Let's hope she doesn't have the power to communicate with even more dinosaurs, because that would really blow a hole in Claire's plan to release the infamous TRex. She theorises that this carnivore will be the only worthy opponent to take down the Indominus. V-Dog gets cornered by an unfaithful raptor who snips his hand off when he begs for mercy. And then to add insult to injury, he plain murders him. So that's V-Dog out the story, allowing us to focus back to the important people. With the T-Rex released, we get to what I can safely say is the best dinosaur fight ever put to cinema screen, as the Raptors team up with the Rex to take down the bigger threat. So not only have we got 3 dinosaurs clashing teeth and claws, we get to follow the action as the camera follows the actors while they try and stay clear of the carnage. And then of course this movie's penis penetrates our fanboy bumholes to the point of climax by having the best dinosaur takedown ever. God damn, I fucking love Jurassic World, and I want to make it known to the world. If Colin Trevorrow wants to make 30 sequels of this, I say go right ahead and water down this franchise. I'm a thirsty boy, I'll drink whatever, just as long as it has dinosaurs in it.